You are now listening to WSN, Wolf Sports Network, live from the University of West Georgia in Carrollton, now an Odyssey station.
Live from Carrollton, Georgia, this is Sports Pack.
Home of the hottest takes and the best interviews in college radio.
Hold on, wait a minute. We need a little more energy. This is Sports Pack. Yeah, there we go.
Home of the hottest takes and debates.
There is no way I'm going to sit here and roll with Jared Stidham and Aiden O'Connell.
Richard.
There's just no way.
And the best interviews in college radio.
This is five-time Olympic medalist Alana Myers-Taylor.
This is Super Bowl champion quarterback Brad Johnson, and you're listening to Sports Pack on the Wolf Sports Network.
You know what time it is. Wolves Country.
Let's ride.
What is up, everybody, and welcome to another beautiful Thursday night episode of Sports Pack. I am your host, Richard Reed, as always, joined by John Howley, Jackson Schrader. Carly isn't on the mic right now. She over there sitting in the corner. She'll be joining us later in the show. But in her place right now, my main man, Brandon Dyer, rocking that beautiful Brett the Hitman Hart shirt. Brandon, how you feeling, baby? Welcome to Sports Pack.
I'm feeling great being on here for the first time on Sports Pack.
Man, I'm feeling great too. It's about to be a great day, a fantastic episode. But before we get into that, we have fantastic news from the Wolves Deli Station. They're returning to West Commons. Build your own sandwich to your liking as you choose from our several bread, meat, and cheese options. More information is located at dine_west on Instagram. But look now that we done paid the bills, by now you know how we start this show.
Long is Widener rolls to the right. He's got some time. Everybody's down at the end zone. He heaves it. And it is caught for a touchdown.
We are one. Go Wolves.
We are one. Like you just said, Schrader, we are indeed one. And we have a monster weekend of UWG athletics coming at us right now. We actually have a game live at the moment. Schrader, walk us through that game that's going on right now.
Yeah, right now our women's soccer team is taking on Eastern Kentucky up there in wherever Eastern Kentucky is.
Somewhere in Eastern Kentucky.
Yeah, somewhere up there in Eastern Kentucky.
We just don't like them.
Yeah, it's not going too good right now. We have more fouls than we do shots, and we have 0 shots on goal. But our defense is doing all right. I mean, it's only 1-0, but we're in the 88th minute, so the offense is going to have to cook something up really quick for us to win this game.
Yeah, it's been a rough soccer season so far, and this game that's going on as we speak perfectly captures the entire season. But it ain't over till it's over. We can still get back in this, win in Eastern Kentucky, find a way to end this season on a high note, build some positive momentum going into the next season. I still have faith. I will always have faith. I'm what you may call foolishly patient.
Yep.
But I believe in our women's soccer team, and they will end this season on a high note. If you have ESPN Plus, go ahead and tune in and check out our Wolves women's soccer team as they take on Eastern Kentucky right now. But keep Sports Pack playing in the background while you do it. But that's not the only game going on this weekend. We also have a big-time Wolves college football game out there in Conway, Arkansas, as your West Georgia Wolves take on the 13th ranked Central Arkansas Bears. Now, this season's been up and down, a lot of down recently. We started out up as we took down the Sanford Bulldogs in an instant classic. It'll go down in UWG history as our first ever Division I win. But as of right now, it's our only Division I win. Now, Brandon, you're brand new to Sports Pack. I already said it once, but I'm going to say it again. Welcome in, man. We love to have you. What do you expect from this game against the Central Arkansas Bears this Saturday at 5 p.m. up there in Conway, Arkansas?
Just a game that isn't ugly, honestly, because the past 2 weeks, the past 2 home games that we've been to, it has been just absolutely nothing to really write home about.
Yeah.
Against Northern Alabama and Austin Peay, both of those teams came in there combined 1-10 on the season. And we didn't even put up 16 points on either one of them.
I feel like 16 has been the lucky number the past couple weeks.
Yeah.
Not lucky for us, though.
Oh, yeah. You're right. I should say the unlucky number this past few weeks. So how about this, Brandon? If we score over 16 points, you think we win this game?
No. I still no. Because I have a lot of confidence in the defensive line. I don't have a whole lot of confidence in the secondary for these West Georgia Wolves. And to be quite honest with you, I'm not even sure if we can call these Wolves right now because they've lost that dog in them.
Oh, wow.
Dang.
Schrader, do you share the same sentiment? What do you think we need to do to win this game this upcoming weekend?
What have we said for the last 4 weeks? fix the penalties, play smart, complementary football. Seems like an easy thing to do, and it hasn't been that easy for the Wolves. But I think the key to this game is going to be taking advantage of our red zone opportunities. Like, yes, we had our best game offensively last week. We put up 464 yards, and we had 16 points to show for it. That's a big no-no. You can't do that. You can't go up and down the field at your own will, and then the second you get to the red zone, stall out. I mean, what was the score? It was like 3-0 at halftime, something wild like that.
Super low.
And that was against Austin Peay. This is a Central Arkansas team who's ranked number 14 in the nation, and their rushing offense averages 261 yards. Let me fix that. 261 yards on the ground, average every game. That is insane. And if these guys get past our good D-line, because we have a great D-line, but if they get into that secondary, man, with the struggles that we have at making open field tackles, we're going to have to eliminate this rushing attack to really have somewhat of a shot to take down Central Arkansas.
Let's say Tuesday when I was in my sports management class, we were talking about the game a little bit, and Davin had a great game, 380 yards, 1 touchdown. Well, let's just make sure we go out there and produce it, because this is going to be a good test for us. This is a great team we're playing against. They just lost as well, so that makes them even more fired up. It's going to be a great test, but we just need to fix those problems, and we can see we can get everything else opening up. So let's just continue with that and just go with it and just see what this test brings us right here, because we're not going to win this game. So we just got to make sure we get things done.
There's hope.
I'm not going to say we're not going to win it. But I will say that we can't keep calling teams a big test for us now, because what are we, 1-5? If anything, we're the test dummy.
Hey, we're 1-4.
We're
1-4. Come on now.
Excuse me.
Come on.
We're
now,
1-4. Well, we can't keep saying these games are a big test. We're the test dummy. But what we need to do is for the test dummy to wake up, get alive like in Toy Story, and scare Central Arkansas a little bit. Now, they are coming off a loss. They're also a team with national championship hopes. It's going to be a tough game for the Wolves, but I'm with you, Schrader. Defense struggles to make open field tackles. Is that a thing that can be fixed in a week? I don't think so. But one thing that can be fixed is red zone execution. Davin had over 350 yards passing this past game and only turned that into 16 points. If we can find a way to convert on 60% of our red zone appearances, I mean, just points, even if it's a field goal, that will help this team a lot. They need to get better in the red zone. Now, look, I'm going to speed through the rest of this because we're running out of time. We have 2 big-time volleyball games this weekend. Both games live from our Coliseum here at UWG. Make sure to show up and show out Friday at 6 p.m. against Jacksonville University, and also Sunday at 2 p.m. against the University of North Florida. Be there for our girls. They're an extremely exciting team. We need to really fill up the stands and get that student section right, because it's been a little lackluster the past few games. We need to fill the Coliseum up. And one more thing before we move on. Because I feel look, I've had a great day. Some might even say fantastic. But I feel very disrespected. And I don't even play, and I feel disrespected. Do you know why I feel disrespected? John, do you know why I feel disrespected?
Oh, I know why you feel disrespected.
Well, let me walk y'all through why I feel disrespected before we move on to this next segment. Our West Georgia Wolves basketball team last year went 27-6, won the Gulf South Conference. We had an All-American by the name of Zaldi Jackson, who was about to kill it at New Mexico State this year. I will be tuned in. Make sure you tune in too. Zaldi is the best, big-time friend of the show. Zaldi, we love you. We had a fantastic team, up and down the roster. Ballers, up and down the roster. And now we're moving up to D1, from the Gulf South Conference to the ASUN Conference. And basketball season's about to get started.
Yes, sir.
So quite naturally, they bring out the coaches poll and the media poll predicting the conference. And both of those polls, on 1 to 12, where do you think the West Georgia Wolves were? Where do you think the West Georgia Wolves were ranked?
I want to say 1, but I know it's not 1.
I would have said somewhere around 6 or 7.
Yeah, I'm with you, Brent.
Modest.
Realistically, I'm going to say this is a good team last year. They won their conference moving up. I'd give them 4 or 5. We're ranked 12th in both.
In both?
Are you kidding
me?
We're dead last.
12th,
Dead last.
both.
The disrespect is insane. I'm sorry. You don't see what Dave Moore's doing here?
Yeah, exactly. So let me send out a quick message to the ASUN, to the basketball coaches out here in the ASUN, and the rest of our fellow media, quote unquote, experts out here in the ASUN. You don't know what you just did. You poked the bear. You added fuel to the fire. This is a team that was already coming for y'all's throats this year. But guess what? They're about to turn it up a notch. Head coach Dave Moore has a group of guys that were already here last year and more ballers, straight up beasts ready to prove themselves that came up through the transfer portal. A lot of them came from JUCO, dominated in JUCO, are ready to really prove themselves right now. This team is brand new, fresh legs, and they are hungry. Yeah, we don't have Zaldy Jackson and Cam Notland anymore, but we have dogs up and down that roster, and also we still have Coach Dave Moore, baby.
Yes,
we still
sir.
have Coach
Moore
Dave
we
Moore, baby.
trust.
You better act like you know these West Georgia Wolves are hungry, and they are coming for blood. And for each and every single one of you in the A-Sun, you better be ready, because we coming for you. Now, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're getting into a brand new Sports Pack call-in segment. You are not going to want to miss it. We got some big-time stuff coming, baby. Stay tuned.
Hey, this is five-time Olympic medalist Alana Myers-Taylor, and you're listening to Sports Pack, only on the Wolf Sports Network.
This year, no mercy. 2 twins. Only one survives.
To make that playoff play, Fernando has to be at his feet.
Hey, listen. Hey, can I talk? You did enough talking, bud. It's time for Twin Picks on Sports Out of Pocket every Wednesday at 5 on the Wolf Sports Network.
Dining dollars are available at the East Commons Pack Shack, the TLC, the Noonan Micro Mart, and in any Coca-Cola vending machine on campus. More information is located at UWG Dine_West on Instagram. Now look, guys, you know what time it is. Wait a minute, phone's ringing. Oh shoot, we got a call. Hold on. Hello, Richard Reed. This is Sports Pack. This is Richard speaking.
Hey, Wolf Sports Network, Wolf Sports Radio. I'm calling in. I'm a big fan from New Jersey. The name is Big Bustus. They call me Big Bustus because I bring the boom, baby. Now listen. There's a lot of hoopla right now on the streets of New Jersey about Aaron Rodgers, about these Jets, about what they will do without Robert Saleh in this organization. But look, I don't think that's the issue with this New York Jets team. I think it goes all the way to ownership. I think it goes all the way to the city. We just don't believe in the Jets. We've given up on the Jets. Richard, you have been singing the Jets' praises for years. Aaron Rodgers' praises for years. Do you think this Jets team can turn it around? Or do you, like me, think that this team needs to be sold? And heck, maybe this team needs to be moved to London and let the Giants take over, because these Jets are pathetic. These Jets will never win with this ownership, with this quarterback, with these crazy, terrible fans out here in the streets, puking, fighting, being a bunch of just sons of bleeps. I'm sick of it. Big Bustus out.
Now look, Big Bustus, I think you're upset about a few extra things, not only the Jets. A lot of things are really grinding your gears right now. But to answer your question, no, I do not think the Jets are going to turn it around, because I feel as though they are making the wrong decisions. Like, for example, they just fired Robert Saleh earlier this week. I think that was the complete incorrect move. They're looking for someone to blame, so they decided to blame Robert Saleh. But Robert Saleh has done nothing wrong. Everybody knows that Robert Saleh has nothing to do with the offensive operations on this team. He is all defense. He was a big-time defensive coordinator at the San Francisco 49ers, and he runs the defense here with the Jets. And their defense, outside of the first couple weeks of the season, has been playing very good. The problem is on the offensive side of the ball. Now, their brand-new head coach who they promoted from their defensive coordinator just took the play calling decisions away from Nathaniel Hackett and gave it to another coach whose name is escaping me for some reason right now. But in regards to will the Jets get this turned around this season, my heart's telling me yes. I'm not going to quote R. Kelly. But my heart's telling me yes. But my mind is saying no. And for once, I'm going to go with my mind here. I do not think the Jets are going to get it turned around. But I do believe they can still win this division, because this division is wide open. And they have a big-time game coming up Monday Night Football when they take on the Buffalo Bills. Shoot, if they win that game, they will be in first place in the division despite everything that's gone wrong for their team. I don't know about them moving to London, but I don't think they're going to get it turned around and be Super Bowl contenders, but I still think they'll be a pretty solid team.
Yeah, I agree.
Hold on, we got another call coming in. Hold on. The Sports Pack.
Wolfpack, what up, guys? This is Garrick Walker. Love listening to you guys. Y'all are very, very, very entertaining. I just have a couple questions for you guys today. I'll give my answer to them as well. With the current landscape of college football, only the quarterbacks. Who do you think is the first quarterback to come off the board in this coming NFL draft? I think it's Shedeur Sanders. Why? Because his deep ball accuracy, his accuracy, period, across the board, his leadership skills.
Okay.
And you can tell he's a born star. Being that his dad is Deion Sanders.
True.
And him having the endorsements he does have, Nike, Tom Brady, whatever, other NIL deal he has, I think he is the best ready now quarterback to play. I think Cam Ward is also a second, but I think Shedeur has been playing excellent football without a line. Cam Ward has a tremendous line. He has a lot of time back there to throw the ball. There's no diss to Cam Ward, but I think Shedeur Sanders, then Cam Ward. Carson Beck falls in between 4 or 5 for me, but I think Shedeur is the best quarterback to come into the NFL draft this year.
Yeah, man, at first I was like, whoa, there's no way Shedeur Sanders is going to be the first guy off the draft board. But with the way that this season has kind of gone, I can definitely see that happening. But I question some of the things you said in the sense that he has great leadership skills. That is not something that I have seen from Shedeur. He's been very quick to blame everybody else when something goes wrong, especially the offensive line, which is warranted. I'm not going to say that's not warranted.
The offensive line has been a big issue.
But part of a quarterback's job is when the team goes down, you all go down, right? Like, if it wasn't, it's not just the O-line. They play a very big part. But I also think Quinn Ewers is a name that you have to kind of throw in there because we haven't seen him play that much this year. And now I don't think right now he's going to be number 1 off the board, but that's because he's played 2 games. We haven't seen Quinn Ewers play because of his injury, but I think Quinn Ewers is going to come back and have one heck of a season. Carson Beck is definitely 4 to 5. He has not played well at all this season. Carly, what are your thoughts on this?
Personally, I think that statement is just wild. Like, I could list off so many other senior quarterbacks going into this draft that would be better. Like Jackson Dart, Carson Beck. I mean, like,
oh wow,
just comparing them, and then also like, I don't know. Like, I feel like Carson Beck would definitely be one of those people that would go out before Sanders.
Look, let me tell you this. Preseason, yes. Preseason, I was really high on Dart. I still have him, was my dark horses to win the Heisman this year. Same with Beck. Preseason consensus, everybody thought Carson Beck would be the number one quarterback off the board. But based off what we've seen this season, I find it really hard to argue with what my guy G just said here.
Yeah.
I think it is a two-horse race between between Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward to be the top quarterbacks taken off the board. If we just look at everything, their success, both quarterbacks have been phenomenal. Their numbers speak for themselves. When you watch them, Shedeur Sanders' pocket presence is unmatched, only rivaled by that of Cam Ward. And the fact that he has operated in that system with that terrible offensive line, still gotten done what he's got done, but now with these past few weeks where their O-line has been improved, it just shows how good he really is, because he was shining with the O-line being bad. But with solid pass protection, he's taking his game to the next level. Then when you just watch Cam Ward, he's so calm, so precise. These past few weeks, they've started off slow, but when they've gotten back into those games, that have been straight up because of Cam Ward. I will give Shedeur the lean over him because I think Shedeur is more accurate. Maybe throws a little prettier deep ball, but I think both of them are 1A and 1B when it comes to going first overall so far this year.
See, I think it comes down to Cam Ward. I like him a lot more because what I've seen recently. Not that Shedeur Sanders has been absolutely great, he's been throwing well, but what I've seen from tape-wise from Shedeur to Cam Ward. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Cam Ward. Obviously, you're saying these games have made him. The reason why Miami's won is Cam Ward. He's been balling out. So really, I'd trust Cam Ward more than Shedeur.
Yeah, the reason that Miami's winning is because late in games, Cam Ward goes nuts. But the big reason that they fall into those holes in the beginning of the games is because of Cam Ward, especially against Virginia Tech.
Okay, yeah, I was just about to say, yes, against Virginia Tech, yes, you got it. But early on in that Cal game, there were a lot of drops, a lot of miscues that didn't really involve Cam Ward. Like, he was throwing pretty accurate balls across the middle. Cal safety made a big-time play, break up the pass. I feel like the first half of that game, it was really more so Cal good than Miami bad. Yeah. But Virginia Tech, I will give you that. Virginia Tech, it was a lot of bad Cam Ward that caused them to get in the hole that they were in.
Yeah, I'm going to need to see Cam Ward I'm going to need to see this Miami team play one full complete game without having to make a double-digit comeback.
They're going to have to do that when they play Clemson.
Yeah.
Because this Clemson team, they jump on you, and they're going to tear you apart if you let them.
Clemson.
But Carly, sorry about that, Schrader. But Carly, I do want to come back to one thing that you said, though. Because I am still high on both Carson Beck and Jackson Dart. Mm-hmm. Carson Beck's been pretty low so far this season, especially after the Bama game. The Georgia offense hasn't been as strong and powerful as people thought, and now with Colby Young being suspended indefinitely, they have some things to figure out. But I can see him getting back into it, but especially Jackson Dart, like you said. I'm still very high on Jackson Dart. I still believe Jackson Dart will find a way to be a top 15 pick in this upcoming draft. I'm still very high on Jackson Dart. I love his accuracy. He's very mobile. Big, strong quarterback. I love his build. I love everything that pretty much comes with Jackson Dart. I also love the fact that he's a big-time Star Wars fan. I'm a Jackson Dart fan just like you, Carly.
Heck yeah, baby.
So I'm not going to crap on you too much because I really do like that Jackson Dart take. I think he's a really good quarterback. But as of right now, to answer your question, G, I'm with you. I have Shedeur Sanders as QB1. Like, if the season was to end right now and the draft is tomorrow, I draft Shedeur Sanders first quarterback off the board, but Travis Hunter will be the first overall player off the board.
Ooh, okay.
For me personally. But now let's get into some sports news. Baby, it's college football time. Give me my theme music. I misspoke.
Come on, Richard.
You know, that draft talk was supposed to be the perfect segue into the college football segment. But, you know, look, I know y'all think I'm perfect, but look, I'm human too. I get up here and I do my thing, and you're like, man, that right there, that is peak human being. Like, look at, oh my
That's
God.
a man.
I know y'all be looking at this phone, like looking at the screen, like, oh my gosh, who is that? He doesn't make mistakes. That is a man, and it is. But look, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes too.
He's not.
Look,
don't let him fool you.
Look. Hold on now.
Okay, Chuck.
All right, Chuck, yeah.
Now, look, I'm about as close as it get. I don't think I'm too shabby myself. But at the end of the day, I am still a man. I make mistakes. But look, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. What matters is this monster college football slate that is coming up this weekend. People have been talking about October 12th since April. March, February. People have known this is probably the biggest week in college football this season and what has already been a historic season. And we got to kick it off with the late game. I wanted to save this game for last, but we have got to talk about this game first. I've been back and forth in my head about it for like the past couple weeks now, watching these teams. Early in the season, I thought I knew which way I was going to go, but now that one other team has improved a lot, I'm not really sure how I feel about this game. So since I'm not sure about it, I'm buying myself some time. And Schrader, I'm going to throw it to you first.
Hit me.
We have the number 2 team in the country, the Ohio State Buckeyes, traveling up to Eugene, Oregon, for what is now a brand new conference matchup against the number 3 ranked Oregon Ducks.
Mm-hmm.
Who you got and why?
Yeah, I've been back and forth on this. I've been waiting for this game, for this weekend forever. Like if I was in office and I had the ability, I would make it illegal to get married on October 12th, 2024.
I like this guy.
Because of the slate of college football games. Now this one, dude, I've been back and forth because Oregon started off this season insanely slow. But as of late, they have just kicked it into a whole nother gear. The offense is clicking. Dylan Gabriel just knows what he's doing up there in Eugene.
He does.
But they're taking on an Ohio State Buckeyes team, which is probably the deepest a college football team has ever been. I mean, they have 2 All-Americans at running back.
Yep.
I have to give this to Ohio State in a close game just simply because, like, say Judkins goes down or he's not having a good game. All right, you got Henderson. Throw him out there. Like, they got Jeremiah Smith as a true freshman out there.
Looking like Julio Jones.
Exactly. And Will Howard he's balling too.
Yeah.
You know, I can't see this Ohio State team losing in the regular season. Gets a little different when they're playing some playoff ball.
Yeah.
But I see Ohio State walking into Oregon and taking the dub.
I've also gone back and forth on this one just because it's so close, and I think the talent is very close as well. I mean, looking at their last 5 games and their scorings, like, Ohio State's been pretty dominant, but you also have to consider who they're playing, and I don't know, Oregon's also had some really good scores. So I'm going to go with the Oregon Ducks today, especially being in Eugene. That's my pick. That's it. We're just going to see what happens.
I can respect it.
See, it's not been a toss-up for me. It's been Ohio State the whole time. They've been playing much better. Oregon's kind of disappointed me as the way they start out. We saw the first 2 games very, very rough, and now you could go back to Ohio State. Over in Ohio, you have Will Howard, you have Quinshon Judkins, you have Jeremiah Smith, you have guys all around. Then their defense is actually playing pretty well. And so really, I think that not that Eugene is a very hard place to play in, it is a very cool place to play in, but I think these guys, with having Will Howard and the rest of their squad, they're going to get it done, and really it's just going to be an easy regular season win for Ohio State.
Just like that Saints 2 touchdown win.
Oh, dude, Derek Carr went down. I was kind of cooked.
Yeah, what was that about? Look, I don't think there's going to be anything easy about this game for either team.
Not at all.
Both of these teams are loaded. Both of these teams hit the transfer portal hard. Look, if you pull out a dictionary, probably Urban Dictionary, because the new one doesn't really get updated much. You open up a dictionary.
Oh, my goodness.
Go over to the ends. L. And then go to NIL and look under that. You're probably going to see the Ohio State Buckeyes. This is a team that has been built through the transfer portal, but also through dynamic recruiting, which is how they got big-time players like Emeka Egbuka, Jeremiah Smith. The list goes on. But that is also how they added guys like Quinshon Judkins. That's also how they have a safety who is arguably the best college football defensive player in college football, and Caleb Downs that transferred over from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Mm-hmm. They have a squad. Schrader, you talked a lot about the offense. I want to talk about the defense.
Oh, yeah.
This is a defense full of guys that could have easily gone the first 2 rounds of the NFL draft last season. You've got Still Chambers. You got Burks over there at corner. You have guys all over this defense that know ball. You still got JTT on that defense as well. I feel like he's been in college for 13 years now, but he's still out there balling. This is a very talented Ohio State team offensively and defensively. Will Howard's very experienced at quarterback. But then you go over to Oregon. You have Dylan Gabriel, who set the world on fire at UCF and at Oklahoma, and it's starting to get warm in his new home up there in Eugene, Oregon. You've got wide receivers, Tez Johnson. You have Holden that transferred over from Alabama a few years ago. You have Evan Stewart, who dominated at Texas A&M. You look at the defensive side. You have Jabbar Muhammad. You have guys all over both of these teams. This is going to be one of those classic games that you do not want to miss. So I got to make a pick, right?
Yeah, I'm waiting for it.
And look, I was buying myself time.
Buy yourself time.
Look,
you sure are.
That is D1 stalling that you're seeing from me right here. And I'm going to give the edge to Ohio State right now because they do have that two-headed monster at running back. They have these wide receivers, Igbuka, Jeremiah Smith, Brandon Ennis. You've got guys all over this team. Crazy experience with Will Howard. You've got solid quarterback depth as well. Then the defense is arguably a top 5 unit in the nation.
It's a Ryan Day defense.
They
tend to be pretty
They're
good.
going to play defense. You got Chip Kelly calling the plays now.
Yeah.
Jim Knowles still the defensive coordinator. I'm going to give the lean to Ohio State, but I think Oregon's going to make it a game. Oregon's been pretty slow starting this season, but I think if there's going to be any time where Oregon comes out and throws their best punch, it's going to be this game against Ohio State at home. I give Ohio State the edge, but not by much, maybe by 3. Yeah, Schrader just threw it up. I got Ohio State by 3, but it's going to be a great game. We've been throwing a lot of time on that one.
Yeah.
And that's not the only big-time game this week. We've also got the Red River Rivalry. The Red River Rivalry. That is a tongue
Right.
Who you got?
See, I love the fact that Quinn Ewers is back for Texas. I've loved Quinn Ewers ever since he transferred out of Ohio State. So what I know with Texas they can do is they can play ball this year. They played great. They've exceeded my expectations, I'm not going to lie. So I say Texas gets it done in the shootout, but I say it's less of a shootout and it's more of a controlled game now since they're both SEC schools because, come on, we can't have that embarrassment of a shootout. So I would say, well, let's go with Texas here.
We got another shootout coming up this weekend we're going to talk about next. Schrader?
Yeah, I'm excited for this game. I love the Red River rivalry. I think just the way that this game is just put on every year is amazing.
You said it so smooth. I should just let you get it in.
Dude, I said it so smooth because I didn't really think when I said it, right? But yeah, I like Texas in this game, but it's going to be close because this game very rarely is not. A few years ago, that was an anomaly.
Oh my gosh, it was.
But you have to remember, yes, Texas is insane offensively. Ewers will be back. I think that's going to slow him down in the first half. I think it's going to take a little bit for the offense to kind of find its rhythm with Ewers. And it's going to be against a Brett Venables defense. I think this Brett Venables defense is going to keep Oklahoma in this game for 3 quarters, and then I think Texas is going to sneak by them maybe by 10, 7.
I can agree with that.
Right at the end. But I think it's going to be another great Red River rivalry game.
Yeah, you're going to have to give me Texas on this one. I mean, it's in Dallas, and with Quinn Ewers back, like, even if he gets hurt again, you have Arch Manning that's already shown that he's increasingly impressive. So, I mean, even if he goes down again, I mean, you have Arch. So, I think either way, Texas is going to get it done.
Man, Arch should be a Georgia Bulldog right now. I was convinced in his recruiting process that he was coming to Georgia. I just knew he was, but that's a conversation for another day. We're just reminiscing on hopeful times. But look, it's gonna be a really good it's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be a really good game. It always is. Yeah. You want to say Texas by a million, but this is an Oklahoma team led by Brent Venables, like you said, Schrader. The defense is always going to be good. They've been struggling on offense this season, but they may have found a spark with that new quarterback that they have plugged in. The true freshman's been balling out. Oklahoma's going to find a way to make this a game. Schrader, I agree with you 100% on everything you said. I think Texas will maybe pull away late, but it's going to be a good one, as always, with the Red River rivalry. Got it right that time.
Hey,
yes,
John,
you did.
Yes, sir.
A second ago, you were saying we can't have embarrassments of shootouts in the SEC. But for the past few years, that's all we've seen. And also, I think we got another big-time shootout coming up this weekend as we have the number 9 team in the land, the Ole Miss Rebels, traveling down to Death Valley to take on the 13th-ranked LSU Tigers, the Bayou Bengals. Now, if anything's going to be a shootout, it's going to be that one. That is going to be a heck of a game. 2 teams still in prime position to make a run for the SEC championship game. 2 teams with a lot to prove. Schrader, kicking it to you first. Let me know something.
Oh, yeah. I thought there was going to be more.
I was saying, let me know something.
Yeah, I am so hyped for this game. I think this is a rivalry that nobody talks about. Yeah. Like, these 2 fan bases hate each other. I went to an Ole Miss versus LSU baseball series, and it was just – fans hated each other. It was great. But I got Ole Miss simply because they're rebounding off of that Kentucky loss. They absolutely smacked South Carolina. I think it is going to be one heck of a shootout like it was last year. But I see Ole Miss walking into the Bayou and saying, hey, we're still a team here, not only in the SEC championship hunt, which might be harder than the playoffs right now.
I'm telling you.
But we're a playoff team, and I think Jackson Dart is going to prove that for sure.
I've been going back and forth on this one, too. Give me Ole Miss and Death Valley, period.
Man, picking
Period.
anybody to win a game in Death Valley hurts.
It's
It
so
hurts me to
hard.
do. I know it's gonna be rocking in there. I got a good friend, my dog Jack Brady. Bet on Brady always. I know he's gonna be down there at the game
I like
tailgating. He's crazy. He is what you think of when you think of a white LSU fan that goes to LSU. That guy is wild. I know he's gonna be at the game. Shout out Jack, love you, man. But I'm not going with LSU. I'm going with Ole Miss. I bought a bunch of Ole Miss stock early this season, and I'm not ready to sell it. I still believe in Jackson Dart. I believe in that defense. I believe in that receiver room. The running back got a black guy named Ulysses Bentley running the ball down there. You got to bet on them, man. What in the world? Where have you seen a black guy named Ulysses ever? I'm going with Ole Miss. It's going to be a great game, but I got the Rebels.
I was say, I was in South Carolina last weekend visiting a buddy. Great time down there. And the one thing I realized is like, hey, is Jackson Dart going to get his get back this game? Yeah, he got his get back. Absolutely. I think he'll walk in there, same thing. He'll get it back. He'll get the team going there in Death Valley, and he wins.
Speed pick right here. Another big time game. The fourth ranked team in the country, the Penn State Nittany Lions, traveling to Southern Cal to take on the USC Trojans. Carly, quick pick.
Penn State.
Penn State.
USC.
Penn State. USC's been starting too slow for me.
Next.
I've got to go with Penn State. Oh, another quick pick. Cool, we flying through these. Let's
do
go.
it.
We get to all the games now, baby. Let's do it. The 18th team in the country, the Kansas State Wildcats, with a late night game in the mountains, traveling to Boulder, Colorado, kicking off at 10:30 Eastern Time to take on the Colorado Buffaloes, who are coming off a bye week, arguably one of the hottest teams in the country, looking to grab the Big 12 by the throat and win the conference, proving all the haters wrong. John, you start.
Oh, man. You know what? Colorado.
Oh, Kansas State.
Sco Buffs.
Pick with my heart this time. Give me Colorado. I trust them. Insane amount of weapons on the offense. I just need the offensive line to hold up. Kansas State's defense ain't been what it's been the past few years. It's going to be a crazy game. It is going to be an insane game. I tend to talk too much on this show. I'll stop it here. But look, give me Colorado in an instant classic. Now, look, we're going to take a quick song break. But when we get back, we're talking a bunch of big-time sports news and football.
Let's go.
This is Super Bowl champion quarterback Brad Johnson, and you're listening to Sports Pack on the Wolf Sports Network.
Chase, Andrew,
Love you guys.
Jackson Vols.
All of
we love
you.
you guys. We will see you all next.
Same cast, same segments, brand new season. Season 4 of Sports Out of Pocket, coming fall 2024, every Wednesday at 5 on Wolf Sports Network.
The Dodgers introducing Shohei Ohtani after signing him to a record-breaking contract.
Nick Saban is retiring.
Breaking news on Sports Pack. Breaking news on Sports Pack, indeed. We got a lot of stuff that's been happening in the sports world this week. First and foremost, today, in the tennis world, Rafael Nadal announced his retirement. This is a huge deal for all of our lovely tennis fans that listen. This man has had an incredible career. He's gotten to play at the Olympics with Carlos Alcaraz, which watched Rafa when he was little, and then getting to play with him in the Olympics is super cool. So, that just shows that this man has had an incredible career. So, John, I'm going to throw it to you.
Yeah, it's definitely shocking for, the whole tennis world. I was even shocked when I read it today. So it is a big loss at the end of the day, and I'm really just shocked to see it. And, I think it's just Richard a chance to go to win the U.S. Open now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the door's wide open. It's time.
Wide open.
Nadal, Djokovic, Federer, some of my only competition. Now that Nadal's out of the way, I am very confident that I'm about to go in here and win this U.S. Open. Easy breezy, lemon squeezy. As long as I stretch out my hamstrings good, I'll be ready.
Yeah, this is it was surprising, but at the same time, he's been playing tennis I'm pretty confident my entire life. But Alcatraz, or I think that's how you say his name. Alcaraz.
Alcatraz.
I don't really know. But that kid's going to be insane. He already is. So I think it's like a handing down of the torch for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Sleep on Reed.
Hey.
Oh, yeah. Watch out for
Hey,
Judge
I was talking
Reed.
about the French Open, not the U.S. Open.
Oh, nah. I'm going to win them all. I'm going to win them all.
He's going to sweep them.
Shakamola beater.
On the college side of sports, the NCAA D1 Council has had a couple crackdowns this week. The first one that we've seen is that they shortened the transfer window in January to 30 days from originally 45 days. John, how do you feel about this?
I like it a lot, actually, because you're kind of making your decision quicker, or you're going to realize, hey, I don't want to transfer because you have stuff going great at your current school. That's what's happening right now. A bunch of guys are hitting the portal, and I'm not a fan of this. There's no control over it. I understand you want to transfer, but there's been zero control over this. We saw so many players transfer at one point. It really just needs to be controlled at this point.
Yeah, this is just that reform that we kind of need when it comes to this NIL transfer window era of college football. Everybody's complaining because it's so crazy right now, but that was gonna happen. You open Pandora's box, it's gonna go crazy. So we just need to reform it, right? Get the right rules in place to make it an efficient system. And honestly, I guess it's not that bad. It's not bad at all. Mm-hmm. They're just reforming it.
I'm with you 100%. It's been the wild, wild west for a little while. Had to let it run wild, see what needs to change, and they're starting to make those changes.
Speaking of Wild Wild West, next week is UWG's homecoming. Be sure to vote for your representative, Carly Fair. Woo.
Hey,
okay.
Shameless plug.
Yes. Again, before the transfer portal, we have signing. They removed the letter of intent policy. How do we feel about that?
Yeah, now I'm going back to me hating the NCAA.
Let's go,
because look, you won't see me agree with the NCAA much, and yeah, like you said, Schrader, we are so back. Removing the national letter of intent is so strange to me. First of all, big time thing. Signing day is a huge event for college. Let me not say college players. For high school players, it's a big time event, massive for families. Schools do big time events for the signing of the national letter of intent, which truly is determining. It's set in stone. You are attending this university. Yeah. Doing this, as we just said a second ago, they were putting up guardrails by shortening the portal window. Well, this is just snatching some more guardrails down and just throwing them off a mountaintop, because this is going to cause even more chaos. Because when you sign your national letter of intent, you pretty much you're signing a contract. You pretty much have to attend this university.
Yep.
Unless you have valid reason, like how Jaden Rashada found a way to get out of his national letter of intent to go to Florida. He got out of his. But it is extremely hard to get out of that contract. Now, by doing this, it's pretty much just on a player's word at this point. Yeah, I'm going to go to your school. Day before moving day, he could decide, nope, not go to Florida, finna jump ship and go to Texas Tech.
That's just crazy.
Just like that. It's throwing things all the way off, and it's really hurting It's going to hurt the players in the long run because they're going to make some pretty impulsive decisions, and we're going to see it happen very, very soon. But it's also going to hurt these coaching staffs who go very hard in recruiting. They got a quarterback that they think they need. They're like, yes, it's the crown jewel of our recruiting class. We don't need to look at player B and C anymore. We got player A. We got our guy. Can't put pen to paper anymore, though. So all of a sudden, right a week before you're expecting player A to get on campus, you know what, Coach? I think I'm going to slide on over to Bama. They just shot me at a $200,000 cash app the other day. I'm sliding over to Texas. Boom, I'm not going. It messes up everything. It messes up the recruiting process. It ruins things, big-time event for these high schoolers. I hate this all the way around. It's going to cause a lot of chaos around the country.
Yeah, right. I'm not a fan of this for them moving. I'm really, because it takes away signing day. As he's literally, you took everything I said. You took my cookies, all right. But really, I just think it's important for these guys to have signing days and really shows their commitment. Plus, I love coming home and turning on Paul Feinbaum's show, showing all the rankings. It's gone now, and there's no excitement in trying to change things up, and it takes a fun out of the atmosphere of college football for the next step for these high school players.
Why is the NCAA gotta be so dumb, man?
I can't stand that.
Like, I mean, this is gonna create so many more problems than it's gonna solve. I just, they do this transfer window thing. It's like, yeah, let's go, and then they do this, and it's like, all right, you're the NCAA.
Exactly. They find a way to remind us every time. And like I said, I cannot get over the fact how much people don't understand how much this is going to hurt coaches. Yeah. Recruiting is hard enough. You got a guy committed. You want him to sign that national letter of intent because now we know, yes, he did early signing day. We know he's coming to our school. We can shut down shop. We have our guys. We don't really have to worry about bringing in anybody else. But now we're just going off this guy's word. He can switch up at any time, and it's going to mess up an entire recruiting class. Quarterbacks, I'm going to keep saying quarterback. Quarterbacks are so often the crown jewel of recruiting classes. Now, if this quarterback switches up last minute, what's the coach supposed to do? Now, I'm lacking a 2025 quarterback prospect. Yep. So what are we going to see? Are we going to see coaches start to over-recruit? And that's going to have a lot of big-time schools like Georgia and Bama bringing in 3 quarterbacks per class, robbing other schools of quarterbacks that would have maybe gotten those guys. Now, I keep using quarterback as an example because it's the easiest one to use, but it's going to cause complications all around. I can't understand it.
Yeah, we're definitely going to reap the benefits of this here in the next couple years. But moving up into NFL, the Jets fire their head coach and promote their defensive coordinator.
That was dumb, too. Why's everybody got to be so dumb?
Man.
This I just don't understand. You know, yes, the Jets have had struggles. A lot of people are saying, oh, this was Aaron Rodgers' decision, and then he said, no, it's not. But at the same time, I don't really know. That's all speculation. But in my mind, if you're having these offensive struggles, what does firing the defensive genius really do?
Nothing.
Exactly.
It doesn't do. Like, Saleh is not the guy behind the offense. He's not like Kyle Shanahan, where the offense is his baby. That's what this team's going to be known for. Yeah, they've struggled. Firing this is just going to create more struggles. I think that the problem was Hackett. It was not Saleh, and we see that because Hackett is no longer calling plays.
Exactly.
So this is some silly goose behavior by the Jets for sure.
I agree with the old silly goose. It's just strange, and I don't like it. It doesn't sit well with me, and really they should have not gone that direction. But heck, I'm not their front office. I can't do that. So I'm not happy.
Look, I don't like it at all, and it really draws back to what Big Busta said when he called in earlier this show.
I was thinking about that.
The problem goes beyond the coaching staff. The problem is now getting up to those higher-ups, the general manager and the owner of this team. Who is making these decisions? You have players like Sauce Gardner speaking out about how blindsided they were and how the rest of the season is still dedicated to their head coach, Robert Saleh. People love this team. Whether Aaron Rodgers and him were getting along like best buddies or not, the players loved and rallied around this team. Their defense was dominant. Mm-hmm. They held arguably one of the hottest teams in football, the Minnesota Vikings, to 171 passing yards and 82 overall rushing yards. They shut that Vikings team down. That Vikings team was kept alive by Aaron Rodgers' 3 interceptions. That shows that this one game is the perfect example of how the offense has been the issue for the New York Jets. Nathaniel Hackett is no longer the play caller. Yes. But that decision could have easily been made with Robert Saleh. There are a lot of rumors that Saleh was going to make that decision anyway. This is very stupid. Robert Saleh is going to do exactly what Brian Flores has done. He's going to land a big-time job like how Flores did with Minnesota Vikings, and they now have the number 1 defense in football. He's going to get picked up by somebody else, preferably the Atlanta Falcons, and go back to being an amazing defensive coordinator and eventually get another head coaching job. This is a very stupid decision. But while we're still on the topic of NFL, we have a big-time Thursday night football game tonight. Robert Sala's former team, the San Francisco 49ers, looking to get back on track as they're going on the road to Seattle, Washington to take on the Seattle Seahawks. Big-time division game. The NFC West is wide open right now. Either of these teams could win this game and be the number one team in this division. Carly, kick it on over to you first. You did a fantastic job running us through the sports news segment. I thank you for that. Who do you have winning this game and why?
Give me Seattle and Seattle. I think Geno Smith has just been performing really, really well. He's been a bright spot in this offense, and I really think they're going to get the win in this rivalry tonight.
Yeah. I can't count out the 49ers, man. I think this could be the game that determines their season. Because there's a big difference between being at 500 and being 2 games below. I think this is the game that the 49ers kind of reassert, maybe not their dominance, but hey, we're a 500 team. Like, we can win this division.
Hey, we were in the Super Bowl last year.
Exactly. Like, I think if they can execute their game plan, limit the turnovers, try to do something with the injuries, right? Just pass the ball to everybody, not just one kind of guy, something like that. I don't know really what I just said there, but give me the 49ers in Seattle.
Share the wealth.
Share the wealth. There we go.
See, there is a lot of wealth with the 49ers. We'll say that is one rich franchise. This is tough because, you're in Seattle, and that's one hard stadium to play in. And the thing is
12th man.
Yeah, 12th man, home of the 12th man. And one thing that I know Seattle has, at least in my opinion, really good now is their wide receiver core. And what's one thing we've seen with 49ers recently? Their defense has not played the greatest. And it's something questionable because I was talking to a good 49ers fan that's a good buddy of mine, and he was saying, yeah, we're there for the first quarter, then our whole defense just walks out of the stadium. That's it. So
Yep.
I think Seattle wins by a touchdown tonight, and the wide receiver core for Seattle plays really well tonight.
Yeah, the main thing with San Francisco is just like you said, John, don't quit in the first half.
Yep.
This team has given up 10-point leads the past 2 games. The 49ers need to keep their foot on the gas, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's really the only thing because they have the exact same team that went to the Super Bowl last year. Now, the defense has not been playing as great as they have been the past few years, and that is why they've been giving up these leads. So there's going to be a team that will really push this team. It is the Seahawks offense that has been led by Geno Smith, who's been playing great ball, like Carly just said earlier. Fantastic receiving core, DK Metcalf, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Tyler Lockett, Jake Bobo, the names go on. Kenneth Walker out of the backfield gets it done between the tackles and out of the backfield. That's the only thing that stops me from picking Seattle, though. They cannot decide what they want to be offensively. Some games they come out, like the game against the Detroit Lions, even before they got behind, they weren't even running the ball, just throw. Other games, like the game against the Broncos, they didn't throw the ball, and they were a run-heavy offense. They need to figure out behind their offensive coordinator, Ryan Grubb, what they want to be.
So you're saying they lack an identity on the offense?
Exactly. They lack an identity on the offense. The defense is a Josh McDaniels. I just said Josh McDaniels. Mike McDaniel defense, their new head coach. They're getting it together. It's going to take time, but we know it's going to be there. But the offense, like you said, John, perfectly summed it up perfectly. The offense lacks an identity. And due to that fact, I think it's going to be a really good game. It always is when San Fran plays Seattle. But I'm going to lean the 49ers here. Brock Purdy's had a very good season. They still have Debo, who I'm looking to get back, who really needs to get back going. He had a very quiet game. One catch for 11 yards last week.
Yeah.
Brandon Ayuk's back balling. Still don't have CMC, but Mason stepped in and filled in very well. I think San Francisco's going to get it done, but I think it's going to be a really good football game. And that is all the time we have here for Sports Pack tonight. I appreciate you for tuning in. This show was fantastic. I had a great time.
Dude, that was fun.
Yeah, it was a great time. I want to thank Brandon for coming on with us, as always, joined by Carly Pear, Jackson Schrader, and John Howley. I'm your host, Richard Reed. Wait a minute. Carly has one more thing.
Okay, guys, if you're a UWG student, voting for homecoming opens tomorrow morning, October 11th at 9 a.m. So go vote for Carly, your favorite personality on Sports Pack.
Bold accusation there, madam.
Questionable take.
There's a Carly chant over in the control room, but yes, your vote is appreciated. But yeah, go
you have my
Wolves.
financial support.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, we did give you $5 the other day. I hope to get that back in my tax return. But yeah,
You'll get a nice little pin with my face on it and the Wolf Sports Network logo on it. So there you go.
I guess that works.
That's
but yeah,
okay.
if you have a vote, be sure to vote Carly starting tomorrow at 9 a.m. for homecoming court. You got my vote, Carly. We're going all in. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and tune in next Monday because we are back live. And also, if you enjoyed our new call-in segment, shoot us a DM on Instagram and we will get you into the show. We want as many of you as possible. We'll be doing call-ins every Thursday. If it comes down to it, enough of you enter, we might be forced to do it twice a week. So let us know. We'll be watching. DM us at Wolf Sports Network on Instagram. I'm your host, Richard Reed, signing off. Have a blessed day.